Hey guys, it's your boy Damage here, back for another live team building session. Well, I say live, but I muted myself while recording, so this is just gonna be a shorter. This is gonna be a shorter session because, I mean, I built the team and I have the game for it, and I might as well just. I might as well just say my thoughts out. I might as well just say the thoughts that's there. But yeah. So the thought behind the team is I wanted to. I'll just give like a brief rundown. So the goal for today's video was I wanted to build around Specs Extra Tenshi. The reason why I wanted to build around Specs Extra Tenshi is because people usually build here in a defensive manner. They usually go like AV or max HP, max defense with lefties, and usually go for like a spike set or like a thermite set. The idea, and I wanted to go against the grain, shall we say, rather than take notice of the 120 HP, 130 defense. What about the 120 special attack though? How about we capitalize on that? How about we make fucking specs on her? So yeah, that was the idea. If I switch over to the scene right here, again, like I already made this in a recording that I just completely forgot to. I completely muted myself on. So yeah, I did this. Yeah, yeah, cool. So yeah, that's what I wanted to build around, and I thought what I needed for Specs Extra Tenshi is I wanted two things, mostly. I wanted puppets that worked well, or I wanted puppets that can break through potential Extra Tenshi checks such as Extra Hina. I could go a little bit here. I could like just do a quick thing. Like I basically wanted something that could break through all of this. I was going through stuff like speed Nitori, or I think I was also thinking about like a offensive assist Aiden or something like that. I was thinking of assist Aiden in a couple of occasions actually, but I thought speed Yugi would be cool to like handle all of this, and I thought Speed Yorihime was also nice for, well, I guess first of all, I decided on wanting Speed Yugi because, I think I definitely wanted an offensive water type. I think that was definitely something that I wanted. And then from there, I couldn't find any. Oh yeah, one of the things that that really pissed me off when team building is that there are no good physical waters in this game. Like, the pool of physical waters is surprisingly shallow. Cause like, I mean, you had, okay, yeah, I was thinking of Extra Sukuna. That might have been cool, but I would have been stacking double Earth. I was heavily debating on between Extra Anatomy and Speed Yugi because they both had similar traits. They both hit pretty hard on the physical water side and had forms of recovery. But I think I ultimately decided on Speed Yugi because she had Magic Guard mixed with Life Orb. And yes, that was the thing. Okay. And the second thing that I wanted, okay, so the first thing that I wanted was, offensive puppets that worked well into, Extra Tenshi's checks. The second thing that I wanted was a slow parting shot. Or, I mean, I basically just wanted parting shot in particular because I thought that parting shot would, basically if something with parting shot comes in, the opponent would be more inclined to switch out because they have their stats debuffed. That was the idea. I would force them to switch, and then Specs Extra Tenshi would get to fire off a free move. That was the idea. And I think I ultimately decided on Extra Lunasa, because if I recall correctly, let me just do this real quick. Right. It was because I needed something that resisted these types, And out of all of my options, that new parting shot, Extra Lunasa was the only one that was available to me, which really sucked. So yeah, I went for Extra Lunasa there, and then after I got Extra Lunasa, I was now weak to these types, and I specifically wanted a rocker and a spinner, and I will say, initially, just for the sake of being different, I wanted to go for extra Aya. However, the problem is that there are no good rockers that switch into the combination of warped or fighting, except, when you guess it, this. Like, I'm not joking. There were no other good options. There were no other good options for me to set rocks there, so I had to go with Defense Tokiko because her typing just had like exactly what I needed. And then for the last slot, the last slot here was I had a really long time figuring out what the last one, what was my last slot going to be. So I wanted, oh wait, no, I put it down here. So I was debating on whether, actually, wait a second, I didn't really need a spinner because, I had extra Lunasa, although I was thinking that maybe I would have potentially wanted a spinner, even though extra Lunasa had it, because I could have had extra Lunasa have something else in her moveset, maybe something like Leech Seed, or something along those lines. So I was really indecisive of like what I wanted my last puppet to be. I was thinking of extra Aiden because, even though Assist Aiden still gave me a weakness to wind, extra Assist Aiden's typing was nice for being most notably a steel resistance, because both of my defensive pivots are weak to steel. So I thought that would have been nice, and I thought Toxic Spikes would be really nice. I was also thinking extra Hina would be nice because, if I recall correctly, I think what I specifically needed for the last slot of my team was I needed a steel, warped, and fighting resist. I needed something that resisted those types in particular. And if we go here, my options for steel, warped, and fighting resist were actually quite narrow. And I imagine that's because steel and fighting is a really scary combination to switch into already. Add in warped into the mix, and your options diminish. So yeah, I was thinking Assist Aiden was nice for T-Spike. Hina in the same vein because she also had T-Spike, and also and Extra Mayumi. Well, Extra Mayumi, which was the mon I ultimately decided upon, was the one that I picked because, well, I mean, ignore this because the dock is bugged, but this thing checks all of my boxes. It's a fighting, warped, and steel resistance that is immune to wind, and is still okay in the sense that it still has spikes in its arsenal, which is okay. I would have preferred Toxic Spikes because I feel that Toxic Spikes gives me more here. However, I ultimately decided to go with Extra Mayumi because it covers every type that I need. Because if I opted to go for Assist Aiden or Extra Hina, I would still be weak to wind. But even among these options, even if I decided not to go for Extra Mayumi, Assist Aiden and Extra Hina were still great options for me to have, mostly because they had Toxic Spikes. And Assist Aiden and Extra Hina they basically had different, they had their pros and cons. Assist Aiden had more longevity, like she could stick around the game longer, however she could not pivot. Extra Hina, however, could pivot, however she did not have much longevity. Granted, I could have gone with Leech Seed with her, maybe something along the lines of T-Spike, Leech, Holy Flare U-turn. I'm not entirely sure how well that would have gotten, but yeah, that was something that I was thinking of. And yeah, That's my quote unquote live team building session after the fact. I am so upset that I forgot to that I muted my audio, but it's what happens. I think what I might actually do is what I might actually do is you know what? Since this video is not that long yet, since it's only been 10 minutes, I'm just going to just show the team and then go over the game without me talking. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, we have Specs ETenshi, Life Orb Speed Yugi, SD3 Attacks Magic Ring Yorihime, Spedef Lunasa, Rocks Tokiko, and Extra Mayumi. And I'm gonna shut up now.